Hello traders, you're welcome to this video and I especially welcome you back to the Forex Geek channel. In this video, we are going to be discussing the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator. It's a custom indicator, so you will need to download the indicator from an external source. I'm just going to be adding the indicator to the chart right away, and we are going to be looking at how to make use of this custom indicator. Now, this is a unique trading indicator that was developed by Bill Williams, and it is widely used on the MetaTrader 4 platform. All right, now as we can see right here on the chart, the indicator has an indicator window where it oscillates above zero and below zero. So basically, whenever you have the indicator above the zero level, it signifies a bullish momentum. Mostly when you have the blue line form, and when you have the red line form, it shows that the bullish momentum has started getting weak. On the other hand, whenever you have the histogram bars form below the zero level, it shows that there is sell momentum, there is bearish momentum in the market. However, when the blue lines begin to form below the zero level, it shows that the sell momentum has started getting weak. So as we can see here, when we had the when we had the accelerator, decelerator, oscillator flip to the upside, as we can see that we had about the same time, we had a bullish move just about here. Right after the indicator flipped to the upside, we can see that we had a bullish move. Then right at the time when the red line began to form, we had a decline. We had a decline from the nearest resistance. As you can see, this was a resistance zone that the price got to. Then at the site of the red line, we can see that we had a decline. So if you were in a buy trade, the ideal point to exit your buy trade would have been right about the time that the price got to the resistance, or just at the site of this red line. When the red line begins to form, you don't necessarily need to wait for the line to form completely. When the red line begins to form, is an indication that the bullish momentum is getting weak. All right, now in the case of this sell momentum, we can see that when the histogram bars flipped to the downside, we can see that we had a sell trend. We can see that the price dropped all the way down from this support. Right from the time that the histogram bars flipped to the downside below the zero level, we can see that there was a breakout to the downside. We had a breakout from this support level. So if you were looking for a sell opportunity, this would have been a great time to enter a sell trade right after the breakout happened, right after the red bar formed below the zero level. All right, so after entering a sell trade, you can consider setting your stop loss right above the breakout point, or you can consider setting your stop loss above the nearest high. In this case, the nearest high is going to be this, and then your take profit can possibly be at the nearest support level, and this is going to be our support level, because we can see that there was, let's just zoom out a bit. Okay, we can see that we actually had a couple of support levels. We have a support level around here. As a result of the multiple rejections, we can see that we had a rejection around here, right? We had a rejection around here, here, and here. So we had a support level here, and we had another support level here. So you can consider exiting your sell trade around this support or around the support, but always ensure that you have good risk to reward ratio. For example, if you're entering a sell trade right around here after you got the sell signal, remember that the sell signal comes when the histogram bars are on the downside. When histogram bars are below the zero level, that's when you have a sell signal. And then your buy signals come when you have the histogram bars above the zero level. So when you get your sell signal, you can consider entering a sell trade, and like I said, set your stop loss above the nearest high and you take profit at the support level, or you can wait for the blue line to begin formation, right? So after the blue line begins to form, you can consider exiting your sell trade. So your exit strategy depends on you, all right? You can decide to use the formation of the blue line for your sell exit, or you can decide to use a support level for your sell exit. Okay, now in the case of a buy, you can decide to use the formation of the red line for your buy exit, or you can decide to use resistant levels for your buy exit. Okay, now one thing for you to know also is that the accelerator decelerator oscillator is it is a derivative of the Awesome Oscillator. The Awesome Oscillator is also one of the popular technical indicators used by traders. So this Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator, being a custom indicator, is actually a derivative of the traditional Awesome Oscillator that we know. So in a bit, I'm just going to be adding the Awesome Oscillator to the chart. Okay, so this is how the Awesome Oscillator looks like. And as we can see that there is some similarities. There are some similarities between the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator and Awesome Oscillator. We can see that they both function with the principles of lines, or rather the histogram bars are bullish on the above the zero level and bearish below the zero level. You can see that they both use that technique, all right? And then in terms of momentum, they both use different colors, right? So whenever we have a bullish momentum, we can see that the Awesome Oscillator gives us green lines, and when there is a reduction in the bullish momentum, we can see that formation of the red lines appear, right? And then for the case of the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator, whenever there is bullish momentum, we're going to see blue lines, right? And then when the bullish momentum begins to reduce, we're going to see red lines. So basically, you can also decide to use the Awesome Oscillator for confirmation, but you can consider using any other indicator of your choice, all right? Not necessarily the Awesome Oscillator. I just wanted to show the similarities between both indicators, right? But when you want to use confirmation indicators, one of the indicators that traders usually use is the moving averages. Okay, so the moving averages basically is one of the popular indicators used, and you can use it as confirmation too. Whenever you have the price drop below the moving average, is a sell signal basically, and then when you have the price rise above the moving average, you have a buy signal. So in the case where you have a sell signal from the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator, you can decide to confirm those sell signals by waiting for the price to drop below the moving average. Now, it doesn't mean that you only use the moving average for confirmation. You can actually use any other indicator of your choice for your confirmations, all right? So in this particular scenario, we can see that the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator gave us a sell signal around here, and then right at the time that this sell signal was given, just shortly afterwards, we can see that the moving average actually confirmed that signal, because we can see that the sell signal came around here, right, when the histogram bars flipped to the downside, and then just shortly afterwards we can see that the moving averages confirmed that sell as a result of the price dropping below it. Okay, so that is going to be a confirmation for this sell signal. And also make sure you make use of your trend lines and horizontal support and resistance levels. They play a very important role in technical analysis. So whenever you have price bouncing off a resistance, it gives a level of confidence in the possibility of the price reversing. Okay, so it doesn't mean that there's not going to be a breakout, or it doesn't mean that there could not possibly be a breakout, but whenever you have the price bouncing off a resistance and then you get a sell signal, it can be an added layer of confirmation. All right, so in this particular case, we had the price bouncing off the resistance, and we had the price dropping below the moving average, and we had the Accelerator Decelerator Oscillator giving us sell signal with histogram bars dropping below the zero level. So we had multiple confirmations. We had a confluence around that zone. All right, we had a confluence around this zone basically. Although the bullish trend line also gave us a confirmation, but it came afterwards. Okay, because we can see that there was a breakout to the downside, right? There was a bearish breakout around here, but the confirmation came afterwards. So it is okay if you get confirmations from just one or two indicators. You don't necessarily need to get confirmations from many indicators. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay, so that is it for this custom indicator. Basically, just a very quick recap. Whenever you have the histogram bars below the zero level, it is indicating a sell momentum. Basically, you should be looking for only sell opportunities. All right. And then when you have the histogram bars above the zero level, it indicates bullish momentum and you should be looking for only buy opportunities. However, when you are in a buy trade and you notice the red lines forming, it shows that bullish momentum is getting weak. And then on the other hand, whenever you are in a sell trade and you notice the blue lines forming, it is a sign that bearish momentum is getting weak. All right, so ensure that you always pay attention to proper risk management. Do not trade with an amount that you can afford to lose. Do not trade with an amount that you cannot afford to lose, and ensure that you always practice good risk to reward ratio. For example, if you're risking $1, your profit target should be at least $2. Okay, so for example, if we were to enter a sell trade around here, just a very quick example, if we were to enter a sell trade around here right at the time that we got the sell signal and the confirmation from the moving average, setting our stop loss above here would have been a good step to take, right? And that would have given us somewhere around 160 pips, right? About 160 pips stop loss, right? And then for our take profit, which means that we should be looking for a minimum of 320 pips, right? We should be looking for a minimum of 320 pips for our take profit if you're going to be having a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2. Okay, so in this case we had something really close, right? We had about 314. Okay, it's very close to 320, so we can consider entering this sell trade because we have a good risk to reward ratio. Mind you, one of the most important reasons why we use a minimum of 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio is because even if you have equal number of wins and losses, at the end of the day you're still going to be on the winning side. Because imagine if you had 5 wins and you had 5 losses, you're going to be winning $10, right? And then losing $5 if you are risking $1 per trade. And at the end of the day, after winning $10 and losing $5, you're still going to be on a profit of $5. Okay, so that is the essence of having good risk to reward ratios. So that is it for this video. I hope you found this video insightful. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more trading insights, and click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on more trading videos like this. In the meantime, thank you for watching and happy trading.